Hey everybody, how you doing? This is about to be a really fun video. I'm gonna cut straight to the chase. There's been lots of recent controversy about this thing right here. This is the Mossberg Patriot in .308 Winchester. I have the 7mm PRC, under half-inch groups every time, but for whatever reason, everyone that gets a .308, it's no good. So I said, man, I gotta get one myself. Tolliver's ordered me one. Yesterday's video, we sighted it in. I sighted it in with pretty much the most common stuff out there for .308 Winchester. Remington core-locked 150 grain. It didn't do so hot. It averaged over 2-inch groups every time. A 2.10, 2.08, and the worst at a 2.94. So far, this it's not doing so hot. But for this video, what I did was I tested 5 more. We're running everything through it to see if we can find one that does better than averaging over 2 inches at 100 yards. So for this video, I'm going to get right to it. This isn't the order that I sling them in, but I'm going to test, that's upside down, Remington core-locked copper, which is 150 grain. I'm going to test 150 grain core-lock tipped. I'm going to test the middleweight 165 grain core-lock tipped. Also, this is pretty much my go-to when it comes to .308 and trying to get small groups. The Remington Premier Match 168 grain. And then the heavyweight of the bunch for this video, Remington core-lock tipped 180 grain. This is how I've got it set up. I've got my Banish 30 can on there. That's a silencer central can. And I've got an Arkin LH4. I took this off my Howa 1500 that did fantastic groups. This is Arkin's second most affordable scope, the LH4. Yeah, if you need a scope, we get 25% off, you and me. Everything Arkin with code WHOTEEWHO. Get you 25% off Arkin. But there's lots of bad press on the Mossberg Patriots in .308. Let's see how it did today out at the range when I was slinging all of this stuff through it. See if we can do any better than these 2 and some change groups. And then we'll come back here and we'll measure them with the caliper. So let's see what happened. So, back in the house, might have been hard to see there through everything, but there definitely was one that did the best. But a lot of the same from those 2-inch groups that we saw in the previous video trying to sight it in. So here we got a 2.08-inch group with the 150 grain core-lock tipped. So still over 2 inches at 100 yards. Not so good. Over here, with 165 grain middleweight core-lock tipped, we had one up top, one right there, and one right there. That was a 1.94, so we broke a 2-inch group at 100 yards. Down here, the heavyweights, you might think, well, it doesn't like the 150s. Will it like the 180s? Go to the other end of the spectrum for 30 cal. We got almost a 3-inch group. That was the worst so far, is the 180 grain core-lock tips. Down here, more of the same with the 150 grain, almost what it got with the regular core-locks. 150 grain core-lock coppers. Actually got 2 touching, but then it kicked out a third one way over here, which is kind of similar to what we got with the core-locks. Interestingly enough, that's really weird. 2 touching, kicked it out. 2 touching, kicked it out. So weird. But it did that again here with this one. 2 touching and then kicked it out. And then the best group so far out of this Mossberg Patriot in 308 is a 1.28 with what I said was pretty much my go-to when I'm trying to get small groups with 308 Winchester. The Remington Premier Match in 168 got 2 touching and then one right here, which is a 1.28. Generally speaking, in the grand spectrum of things, when I get a 1.28, that's a garbage group. But when it comes to this Mossberg Patriot, a 1.28 inch group so far is kind of refreshing, surrounded by all of these over 2 inch groups, except that one might as well be 2 inches. But so far, guys, I've tested 6 different factory loadings. Really took my time with the lead sled, y'all, and we tested all of these. Really, when you test something with 6 different factory loadings, you're gonna find one that it likes. I really don't feel that we found that yet. And 308 Winchester in a Mossberg Patriot, it's got the camo stock. We're looking for it to group well with some hunting stuff, not a match round. You know what I'm saying? So it really depends on who you're talking to. I've been out at the range and had guys get a 6 inch group at 100 yards and they were super excited about it. Hey, it's all about perspective. So you guys let me know in the comments down below, based on these results of everything that I got here today, what's your opinion? Are all these 2 and some change inch groups satisfactory? I know in some of y'all's opinions, oh, that's good enough. You know, that's a good enough group for catching deers. But if you're like me, if it's not under a 1 inch group at 100 yards, it kind of goes to the trash heap. But I'm not done with this Mossberg Patriot series yet, guys. Over the years, I've been doing these things for quite a while now, and I've collected quite a bit of inventory. Spent a small fortune on buying a bunch of boot lots. We did part 1, sighting it in with the core locks. Part 2 with all of these from 150s up to 180s. Still hadn't got under an inch group. Part 3 is going to be, I'm going to test a bunch more stuff. More factory loadings. I've got quite a few more to test besides all this pile that we did in this video. And then I'm going to do some hand loading. It seems that this likes the 168. So just looking at my bench here yet, I'm just getting started in the hand loading stuff. What do I have for 30 cal? Whoops, I just knocked something off. For 30 cal, these might actually work pretty good. Man, those bullets are heavy. For 30 cal, all I've got on my shelf is some old stuff I got in some horse trading. I got some 165 grain spears. That stuff's so old, that was $10 when it was sold. And then I've got some Sierras 150 grains. I might mix up some recipes with those. So stay tuned for part 3 and part 4 on this Mossberg Patriot series. Part 3 is going to be more factory loadings. Part 4, probably part 5, is going to be some more hand loading stuff to see what we can do. I really think if we try hard enough, we can find something that this Mossberg Patriot likes. It shouldn't be this hard. It's pretty rare that you run all that stuff through something and it doesn't like anything. But hey, stay tuned. I'm trying my best. We'll see what happens. And there's all the comments. Oh, check the action. Is it free floated? Check the scope. I've already checked all that stuff, y'all. I'm giving this thing the fairest shake that I can. But hey, appreciate y'all watching. Make sure you're subscribed. We got new videos every single night, y'all. Make sure you got that bell rung and you're checking out what new videos coming out. I got a ton coming out. I promise you, you don't want to miss that. I'm super excited about. Go check out everything we got on WHOTEEWHO.com. We got hats like that. Sweatshirts, shirts, all kind of stuff up there. Orange hats coming out for deer season. We got them on the website. Appreciate y'all. We'll see you guys on the next one. Hooty-hoo.